Top of the night, ladies and gentlemen. This the 70-30 show. What the hell do I know? But you know what I would like for everybody to do though. That is to not be shy with that like button. Don't be scared of that subscribe button. Share the video and help your brother grow. Man, we finna hop straight into this reaction video with young Pharaoh. He did a reaction video on Andrew Tate regarding human trafficking. Now, what I'm gonna be breaking down in this reaction video is legalize tricking and legalize prostitution. Now, before I get my concept on that, for one, I am not a pimp, and for damn sure I am not a John. But we all know pimping and pandering is illegal, prostitution is illegal, and Johns who pay for sex, that is illegal, right? So, how do we get into legalize prostitution and legalize tricking? The best way in doing that is basically when the prostitute and the trick is interacting, because you already know, man, we online now. You got OnlyFans, Instagram, you know, seeking arrangements, all of those things, right? In order for legalized tricking and legalized prostitution can go on, it has to be a sacrifice. And the sacrifice is the pimping. So, as long as you guys can engage in y'all wicked behavior, we need to be able to lock the pimps up for human trafficking. Hit them with big cases, right? Because, like I said in my previous video, if you take away the pimp, if all men like, hey, look at this, I'm not finna hop in this occupation, I ain't finna do this no more, I ain't finna risk my life, you still gonna have prostitutes and Johns carrying on with their behavior. But nevertheless though, right, I'm finna be proving in this reaction video that I'm finna play with young Pharaoh, because basically, you know, he is one of those guys, in my opinion, he is for legalized tricking, and he is with basically locking up pimps because he want to blame pimps for the women in the trick behavior, right? So now, if we're gonna call this human trafficking, let's lock up everybody. Let's lock up the pimp, the prostitute, and the John. But everybody is just focused on the pimp. Like I said, I'm not advocating for pimping, and I'm not advocating for tricking. I'm just bringing logic to the situation. But you know what I would like for everybody to do though, man? Hit that like button. I'm finna get ready to let y'all hear what Pharaoh. Oh, but before that though, so, because I know y'all gonna see it in the title, BandMan Kevo, I'm gonna play a clip with him, and I'm also gonna play a clip with Trina in Young Miami, just to further prove my point. You feel me? So, like I said, y'all hit that like button. Let me get ready to start this video.
We're here to talk about, there's a gentleman named Andrew Tate. You know what I'm saying? Today we're here to talk about Andrew Tate. Rising, beautiful, rising, rising. Let me just go through some of the comments real quick. Grand rising to everybody up in here. Grand rising to everybody that's up in here. I don't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to say. I'm going to just get right to it. But what I want to say is this, right? I'm not a hater. I'm not here. If y'all hear me speaking on anybody over the years, y'all know I come with significant data for my analysis. You know what I'm saying? I don't just get to talking out the side of my neck from a clout chaser or hater's point of view. So I just want to let y'all know, I barely really know who the fuck this is. You know what I'm saying? Like many niggas out of nowhere, he's come out of nowhere and just started whatever he started on the internet. I'm not going to say whether I support or do not support. I'm just going to say I don't give a fuck about whatever anybody on the internet is talking about right now at this point in time. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I stay in my lane. But what I will say is, if you are a pimp, okay, or if you are a person, because you got fake lady pimps too. So if you are a person who is soliciting or influencing another human being or living being, because you got motherfuckers that pimp animals, that sell animals for sex. So I'm going to just say, if you are a human being or a sentient being and you are exploiting, soliciting, or influencing another organism for financial profit via sexual exploitation, that is human trafficking. So let me...
See, you heard how he just explained what is human trafficking. But, you feel me, the victim is the woman, and the person, you know, who needs to be charged for human trafficking is the pimp. But you never heard him say anything about the person who is purchasing. He never said anything about the trick, though. He's not going to say anything about the trick. Why? Because he's a trick himself. And I'm finna tell you like this, right? Pharaoh is the kind of trick like this, right? Say if a woman come to him, right, and she lied to him. Say she got her rent paid 2 months ahead, right? She got her rent paid 2 months ahead. And then she come to Pharaoh like, oh, Pharaoh, I'm behind 2 months on my rent. I'm behind, Pharaoh. 2 months on my rent. Can you help me? I just need $1,000, right? Pharaoh a cash app her $1,000, right? Like, yeah, man, I just helped that sister out with her rent. She was, you know, she was doing bad, right? But let Pharaoh find out that she didn't use that money for her rent, that she actually had her rent paid 2 months in advance, but she gave that money to her boyfriend or whoever she in a relationship with. It don't even matter, because how Pharaoh is going to take it, he's going to be like, man, I gave you this money and you turned around and gave it to this man. He's automatically going to place that man as a pimp, right? He's going to place that man as a pimp, and he's going to want him to be convicted for human trafficking, right? But he's never going to say anything about the tricking being convicted in part of human trafficking. Let's go with this legalized tricking. This the 70-30 show. What the hell do I know?
Just say this before we open this shit up. Andrew Tate already said out of his mouth, from what I heard, that he got rich making bitches do explicit content on webcam. Technically, nigga, that's human trafficking if you do want to be technical about that. If I bring some bitches over this house right now and I'm influencing them to sell they pussy and give me the money, that's pimping. But it's called...
See, you hear him right there, right? He's saying if he bring some women over to his house and he make them, right, start doing some webcam, you feel me? He is technically human trafficking, right? Not that the women already, you know what I mean, been wanting to do it or already have done it before, but no, they just come in and then you just introducing these women to webcam and OnlyFans and Instagram like they already don't know about him, right? And so he is basically saying that the pimp is basically manipulating a woman to do webcam and OnlyFans, you know what I'm saying, and basically go and solicit herself so that she can bring the money back to him. But when I played Trina in Young Miami, right, Young Miami is basically gonna say where she got her influence from. And she's gonna basically say, Trina, I got my influence from you. And Trina is gonna tell her, like, yeah, and you are gonna lead, you know, the next generation of women, you feel me, with, you know what I'm saying, the things that you got going on. But this the 70-30 show. What the hell do I know?
human trafficking. Now, somebody in the comments said consent. Motherfucker, do you know how many hoes consent to being hoes? That don't mean it's not human trafficking. You could consent to sell my drugs for me. That don't mean that is not drug trafficking, motherfucker. Like, so you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? Listen to me, if you are engaging in sexual activity, see what it is, the thing that is wrong with the general public is y'all have like one perspective of what you think something means. So, let me break this down. Y'all hear the word human trafficking, and then you automatically assume in your mind a white van is going to pull up and somebody going to throw a bag over your head, and next thing you know, motherfucker, you going to wake up in some warehouse in another country getting raped.
That analogy that he just gave, you feel me, somebody pulling up, throwing a bag, you know what I'm saying, over your head and taking you, you feel me, taking you, you know what I'm saying, from your will. They basically kidnapping you, right? To me, that sounds like trafficking. That was a good analogy for trafficking, right? But what about women, you feel me, who is on Instagram? They own OnlyFans, you know what I'm saying? And then the trick could be wear your cross, you know what I'm saying, in another state, another country, or whatever. He wants to fly her out, take her shopping, and give her money, right? How is that not a part of trafficking? You know why it's not a part of trafficking? Because it's not a man directing that flight for that woman to go, because in any other circumstance, if she wouldn't have met this man, she would never even be doing this. She would never even be selling her body, right? According to young Pharaoh. But this the 70-30 show. What the hell do I know? Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, man.
That's not just human trafficking. Human trafficking it's like homicide, but you got so many things that rank underneath homicide, like voluntary manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter, etc. Oh, Empress Nate, slide in my DMs on Twitter. But goddamn, like pimping and hoeing falls underneath the bracket of human trafficking. And today,
he said pimping and hoeing falls under human trafficking. So the person who was purchasing, you know what I'm saying, the purchaser, I hope that's a word, that person or those group of people is not involved in the trafficking. No, because he's a trick. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, shout outs, man, to the old young Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? Because I did go to your event that you threw in Oakland a few years ago. You feel me? In the back of the Guadalajara. You know what I mean? Those people who, you know what I'm saying, reside in Oakland, y'all know about the Guadalajara over there by the Fruitville bar station. I paid my $30 to come to the event. I seen Cyrus Sutin-Seti. I met you before. That boy Cyrus Sutin-Seti like 5'4". But this the 70-30 show. What the hell do I know? Let's go.
With the internet, you can pimp over the internet. So back in the day, if instead of webcams, they would have just had niggas showing up and bitches would have been showing their pussy. But today, you can show your pussy over the webcam or the phone, which I don't mind. Like, if you a bad bitch and you want to call me and show me some titties and some ass, trust me, I'm not going to have a problem with it. But I'm not...
Look at, you heard him. He said pimping is starting to be, you feel me, online. And women are, you know, basically taking all kind of nude pictures and doing what they do on that webcam. He just said, I don't mind if a pretty young thing, a bad thing, send me some pictures. He don't mind, right? But he will mind if he send her money and then she turn around and take that money and give it to a man who's presiding over at the time. Because this is my thing, right? For these women For these women who basically is on OnlyFans, they prostitute themselves. Are you saying that these women shouldn't be in a relationship with another man? You feel me? And if that woman took some of that OnlyFans money or some of that prostitute money and bought, you feel me, this other man who she's in a relationship, you know what I'm saying, a car, a house, or she's paying all the bills or whatever the case may be, you're just gonna label that guy as a human trafficker. But you're paying for the product that you are claiming that is getting trafficked. You're paying for the product that you're saying is getting trafficked. See what I'm saying? Legalize tricking. This the 70-30 show. You can't say the 70 without the motherfucking 30. Let's go, man.
I'm gonna be exploiting you to do it. I have never in my life and would never in my life make a woman sell her body in order for me to profit. Now, this is no shot at Andrew Tate personally. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know him. I'm just saying this generally as a nigga who used to trap and a nigga that came up the right way, fighting corruption, came up military style on my own. To me, if you a pimp, I feel like that always been a job for a weak ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? A nigga that can't go get it. It's like you can't build a house, you can't do plumbing, you can't fix a roof. It's like you really can't do shit. So since you can't do shit for yourself, or you too lazy to get it for yourself or figure it out, you go convince a bitch to go do it. So to me, I ain't gonna no disrespect, I never really respected it. A nigga could say what he want to say, oh, that pimping and hoeing, I never respected the pimp game because to me, I feel like you're depending on a woman.
He said, you know, the pimping and hoeing, and then he went straight into the problem that he got with the pimp. The pimp is lazy. The pimp he just kick back with his shoes. He can't do plumbing. He can't do maintenance. He can't do nothing. He just lazy. But the prostitute though, she not taking the lazy route. You know what I mean? It ain't other things that she could be doing other than selling her body, which is the easiest thing a woman can do. It's easier for a woman to sell her body than it is for the man who has to pimp her. But he don't care about her prostituting because he a trick. He need to pay for it. This is a 70-30 show. The hell do I know?
When in reality, outside of this woman, nigga, what can you do? Outside of these women, what can you do for yourself? The only time I'm dependent on a woman is if I'm down. You feel what I'm saying? Is if I'm the one that's fucked up. And then my woman can step in until I can stand again. But I'm not about to have my bitch out here selling no pussy so I can pay a bill. That's the craziest shit in my life. I'm not having my bitch sell no pussy, period. It's really unneeded. But long story short, no disrespect to Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate made his millions off the back of a bitch. I made my millions off the back of my goddamn self. So I just want to say that before I speak on him. I'm not in competition with no nigga that came up off another motherfucker. I came up off me. I came up off my own intellect, in my own 2 feet. I ain't have nobody do nothing else. Do no sidebar shit. And I never would. So to me, like I said, that shit is weak. And like I said, if y'all don't know, pimping is a form of human trafficking. So let's put a definition up first before we go anywhere further. Let's pull it up. Y'all know I love definitions and all. Hold on. Pimping definition. Pimping definition. The act or practice of controlling prostitutes and arranging clients for them, taking part of their earnings in return. Now, what is the definition of a prostitute? A person, in particular a woman, who engages in sexual activity for payment. Okay, so by definition, Andrew Tate would be a pimp.
You see how he wrote, my bad. You see how he read off the definition of pimping. He read off the definition of prostitution, but he have not read off the definition of being a John. I just wanted to point that out.
And by definition, his webcam girls will be prostitutes, which means by definition, he's involved in human trafficking. What is human trafficking? The unlawful act of transporting or coercing people in order to benefit from their work or service, typically in the form of forced labor or sexual exploitation. So the nigga right here, like I said, I'm not a hater. I'm just listening to what the fuck he said. This was what, 4 months ago? And based off of what the fuck he said, and the fact he's been under investigation and just got arrested, he the fuck, if not is currently still, at least at one point in time, was involved in human trafficking. That's just a fact. That's just a fact. Here we go right here. Let's go. Let's play the video.
I first made my millions of dollars. The first time I ever became a millionaire was with Webcam Studio.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is how I first ever made money. I mean, I was a kickboxing world champion, but kickboxing's not boxing, right?
Yeah.
So I'd make like $100,000 a fight. You fight 2 or 3 times a year. You pay 20% to your manager. You pay taxes, but you're not rich.
So you get like 30 to 40% of the money.
Yeah, and I didn't consider myself rich. Like 30, 40 grand chunks, but twice a year, maybe 3 times a year. Living in London, London rents, need a car. You're trying, you're not rich in any way. And that's actually the reason I retired, because I woke up one day and I thought, I'm giving 6 hours a day of...
He just said it. He just said it. He just said it. He just said it. Now, let's play this video right here. Okay, because this white boy right here, and I don't mean no disrespect when I say white boy, so film Cooper, but it just comes out sometimes. This white boy, white man, whatever you want to call it, he broke Andrew Tate down. Now, I watched this video, right? I didn't watch the whole 11 minutes, I'm not going to lie, but I watched it halfway through to see if I felt like it was worthy enough to utilize it. Yes, I do agree. He told on himself several times. But I agree that this white boy right here did the research on Andrew Tate that I was doing on niggas back in the day when I was crushing niggas on YouTube. He done did a hell of a job. Now, with that being said, I want to say this, and I'm not saying that this woman is wrong in this comment. I'm just abbreviating. Whether you're willing or unwilling to participate in the crime does not deter or defer from the fact that you are a participant in the crime. The only element is that if you were unwilling, then you may not have had criminal intent, thus you may be exonerated from your charges. That's the only difference. Either way it go, though, you still were participating. So if you were unwilling, you better be telling on why the fuck you was forced to do it. So that's my only thing that I want people to understand. I'm not saying this person is not saying that. I just want to stress that myself. If these bitches was willing to sell their pussy and give this man the money, then they were technically prostitutes. He was technically a pimp, and that was technically human trafficking. You know what I'm saying? And for anybody that feel like that's not human trafficking, cool. I ain't saying over here with me. I'm just saying hypothetically speaking. Bring your daughters over here. I'm going to set up a web page. They going to go in the room and get crazy on the web page. And then they going to give me the money. And what would y'all say? You would say, I'm pimping your daughter. That's what you would say. Because that's what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what the fuck it is. It's pimping. So for me, like I said, no disrespect, I'm not a pimp. I never been a pimp. Never would be a pimp. Because like I said, to me, that shit is weak. That shit is weak to me. There's not no circumstance in the world where I would make another woman sexually do something in order for me to benefit. That's beyond inhumane. I don't even know what the fuck to call that. That's beyond the fuck inhumane. That's beyond the fuck inhumane. But with that being said, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let's just go right in. Let's just go right in. Here we go. Here we go. Because he didn't went in. And first, let me play this video to confirm that he was arrested. Okay, here we go.
Influencer Andrew Tate and...
All right, bam. So y'all see how he got a problem with you know, so-called pimps. But we're gonna go to, you know, a few videos. Let me go to my history real quick.
Everything you doing? I'm doing amazing today.
So now this is a woman who know young Pharaoh, and you know, just like he said, man, he ain't, you know, collecting no money from the women, but he sure don't mind paying. You feel me? The legalized tricking way. But let's get into it.
Just wanted to come on here and address the rumors going around, T pages, the gossip, whatever. Like, it's not true. Alright? It's not true. Okay? Young Pharaoh is very respectful. At least I can go off of, you know, what I witnessed around him. Let me be honest with you. He was very respectful, very nice, very sweet. He's one of the sweetest people I've ever met. That girl, the clout chaser, he paid for her flight to come out to Houston, okay? I already live in Houston.
You know what I'm saying? Legalized trick move number one. He paid for her flight, you know what I'm saying, to come to where he was at, I guess in Houston.
You know, so he paid her flight to come out here or whatever. So I'm just meeting up with him to hang out or whatever too. You know what I mean? And so I'm telling you, the moment that I met her, literally I tried to give her a hug and everything, like it just be nice. And she's like, well, this could be your girlfriend and I'm your queen though. And like automatically making it about she's this Nubian black queen and like I'm just some light-skinned girl and like basically I'm not black enough, I'm not a black queen, you know what I mean? Like just putting me down in so many ways, like very hurtful, you know what I mean? Also being domineering towards young Pharaoh. She wanted him to buy her a wig, some expensive wig, so the whole time she keeps hounding him like, young Pharaoh, we're going to the store tomorrow, you're gonna...
I thought young Pharaoh like natural hair. Man, he getting hounded to buy the wig? I mean, hey, man, tricking at an all-time high, but this the 70-30 show. What the hell do I know?
Buy my wig tomorrow? You gonna take me shopping? Like, the whole time, you guys, like, I'm not even kidding, like, overkill. Like, he was being so sweet and so kind, and I just was like, are you kidding right now? Like, just very domineering and demanding, and, like in his own house, you know what I mean? Just like, it was just too much. She did so much stuff I couldn't even tell you guys. Like, you had to be there. Like, you really can't make this stuff up. Like, and then she tried to act like she was so spiritual. That it was the craziest thing. She tried to act like she was so spiritual, and then talking about like, oh, there's negative energies around. She kept saying, but it's like, you're the only one being negative right now. Like, I just want to have a good time. I'm lit. I'm gonna vibe right now. You know what I mean? And she just kept on just being negative. Excuse my hair, guys. Just kept on being negative and like, this is crazy. I was like asking her questions like, hey, so where are you from? How is it where you're from? You know what I mean? Just trying to get to know her. She was just very passive towards me. And like, she just kept making statements towards like young Pharaoh. Like, she'll like, when she would say something, it's like, oh, something, Pharaoh. Like, you're not trying to engage in a conversation, like a triangular conversation with me. You know what I mean? It's just this you and young Pharaoh conversation. Like, you're not even trying to engage actually with me. You know what I mean? And so, like, and then every time we try to include her, she didn't want to be included. I don't know why my hair keeps doing that. Yeah, like, she didn't want to be a part of it. We're in the jacuzzi, just chilling. She, like, goes to the other side. It's like, what, you're, like, purposely trying not to be part of it. And then he specifically said, don't record any videos. She keeps recording videos the whole time. So, like, it seems like she did it on purpose. So what, you flew out here to just act like you're hanging around and then like disengage from us on purpose. Everything we did, she just disengaged and then got on her phone just secretly recording us. You don't have my permission, honey, to record me. You don't, by the way. Okay? So, and like, that's not cool. So she kept disengaging and then just recording. But I didn't know at the time she was recording. I'm thinking she's probably just on her phone or something. But no, she was recording. Come to find out, because now the videos are coming out. Like, why are you doing that? That's evil. But you're trying to paint him to be this evil person and me be this evil person, but you're the one over here recording people secretly. Why are you around somebody that you have to secretly record that didn't even do nothing to you on top of it? And if he didn't send her back home, she would still be here. But you're recording people. Like, you guys gotta think here. Like, come on now. I'm not crazy, you guys. You really gotta think. This internet, so you can't believe everything you hear. Like, really look at the facts. Like, does it really make...
Man, that be them tricking problems, man. Like, damn, man, you done spent all this money to fly her, you feel me, to Houston. You know what I mean? You done bought her a wig. You done took her shopping. You know what I'm saying? She was waiting for you to put that $500 in her pocket. That's why she was acting all nonchalant. But this the 70-30 show. What the hell do I know?
Makes sense. She was really here for him. And you know what I'm trying to say? Why are you recording videos? And then you should have been mad when he sent you back. She wasn't trying to leave when he sent her back. When it got to that point, she wasn't even trying to leave, you guys. So it's like, why do you want to stay if he's so bad and he's a colorist? You know what I mean? And literally, you guys, nobody brought color up the whole time except her. I never said anything about color, ethnicity, light skin. Not once. Young Pharaoh never said nothing about that in my presence. Okay? Now, we know what he said in general about his beliefs of where he's moving, the direction he wants to go, as far as, like, you know, ethnicity-wise or whatever. But in person, he didn't say nothing like that. He wanted to make her feel as comfortable as possible and me feel as comfortable as possible. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, yeah, she the whole time was like, oh, you like light-skinned girls now, huh? You don't like black women no more, huh, Young Pharaoh? Like, if you knew he said that already, for one, why did you come here? Like, for one. And if he really didn't like you...
Man, you see, man, you paying for two. But before I get up out of here, man, you know what I'm saying? I want to play the legalized tricking from BandMan Kevo, a.k.a. BandMan Kevo. Y'all done already heard it already on Say Cheese. But I'm just trying to, you feel me, further my point about this legalized tricking.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. What's the most you ever paid for coochie for?
Like 12 racks. Yeah, 12. No,
You had to laugh.
I was a celebrity.
Wait. I don't want to say no names. We're not about to get no defamation lawsuits on the stage. Wait. What's the average? What's the average price?
The average price? So most females with a lot of, let's just say this, most females with a lot of followers have men. Some have husbands. If you make them comfortable and let them know that you're not going to say anything and you're willing to pay them 6, 7, 8, you know what I mean? Because you got to realize a Chanel bag about $4,000-$5,000, Sean. So if you want to give them straight cash, book their flight, whatever, or fly to them, or because this one,
You hear the flight, you know what I'm saying? Pharaoh paying for plane tickets, you know what I'm saying? But the pimping should go to jail for sex trafficking though. But you hear BandMan Kevo, should the husbands or the boyfriends go to jail for the women that he paying and they fly back and go back home and buy their husband something? Come on, man. This the 70-30 show, man. What the hell do I know?
look, this is what can happen. I can get with a girl, I can take her shopping, I can buy her bag, she wants shoes, she want this, she want that. I'm gonna spend that anyway. I get the straight cash, keep your boy.
The girl who Pharaoh flew out, she wanted to go shopping.
Friend, I get what I want, and I get to once in a while look at your page like, damn, that shit was good. You know what I mean? I'd rather do that than all the extra emotions and this and that, and you know,